Hello, I'm John PAVLIK, professor of journalism and media studies at Rutgers University in the United States. It's a pleasure and an honor to give this invited speech at the 5th International Virtual Conference on Digital Culture and Politics, Beyond Identity and Power. Thank you very much to Professor Nelson Mandela for inviting me. Although my remarks today will look toward the future of digital media and the implications for digital culture and politics, I'm going to situate them in the past. 30 years ago, science fiction writer Neal Stephenson introduced the metaverse in his novel Snow Crash. Stephenson wrote that Hero, his story's protagonist, is in a computer-generated universe that his computer is drawing onto his goggles and pumping into his earphones. This imaginary place is what Stephenson called the metaverse. The word metaverse itself is a portmanteau, combining meta, or over, and universe, thus implying that the metaverse subsumes all other life or worlds. In the 3 decades since Stephenson coined the term, the metaverse has gradually gained traction. Key technologies that would make the metaverse possible have been developed. These include the platforms of augmented reality and virtual reality and other forms of extended reality. Similarly, video games have grown in popularity, scope, and quality, and are increasingly being played in a networked, metaverse-like fashion. During the pandemic, people have spent increasing portions of their lives online and have increasingly engaged these digital technologies to work, to play, to shop, and to interact, and more. Gartner Group, in fact, predicts that by 2026, a quarter, 25% of the public will spend at least an hour each day inside the metaverse. JP Morgan Chase predicts the metaverse will impact every sector of the world's economy. JP Morgan predicts, it forecasts that within a few years, the metaverse will generate more than $1 trillion in annual revenues. Pointing to the potential of the metaverse are online video games. Video games represent an $89 billion global industry. 2.5 billion people play video games worldwide. One of the leading games that features a virtual world, essentially a type of metaverse, is Fortnite. Fortnite is a hugely popular multiplayer role-playing online animated video game. Epic Games launched Fortnite in 2017. Today, Fortnite has a reported 125 million players worldwide. It features a 3D designed virtual environment in which users act via customizable avatars. Users participate in Fortnite via a computer or a handheld device, and they can download a free app to play the game. Users can create spaces and battle arenas and make purchases, and with real money. And this is how the virtual world generates its substantial revenues for its real world parent company, Epic. In fact, it's reported that Fortnite generates hundreds of millions of dollars in annual user revenues, and that it has generated a reported $9 billion in gross revenue through December last year. The monetary success of Fortnite likely also plays an important role in inspiring other corporate forays into the metaverse. Consequently, technology companies such as Meta Platforms Inc., formerly Facebook with its Oculus Quest VR system, Microsoft with its HoloLens, and HTC with its Vive VR platform have seized this opportunity as a compelling reason to develop and introduce their own versions of the metaverse. In 2021, Meta launched Horizon Worlds, the company's first metaverse platform. Users enter this metaverse by donning an Oculus Quest 2 headset and navigating in the virtual world, where users can go on virtual adventures, share experiences with others, attend meetings, and do more. Horizon Worlds has proven very popular, growing to 300,000 users in its first 3 months of existence. The HTC metaverse is called Viverse. It's similar in design to Meta's Horizon Worlds. HTC co-founder and chairwoman Cher Wang announced in early 2022 the company is developing its own smartphone optimized for the metaverse. This means the smartphone will be designed for the affordances of AR, VR, and XR. Metaverse platforms such as Meta's Horizon Worlds or HTC's Viverse are, like Fortnite, online animated computer-generated simulations, an alternative artificial reality that mimics the physical world. They feature user customized avatars that represent the user within the virtual world. Users access and experience the virtual world via a computer or a smartphone, and for a fully immersive experience, an AR or VR optimized digital device. The user perspective is first person. This means the user sees and experiences the virtual world from the point of view of their avatar through its virtual eyes and ears and even hands. In the future, this may be their entire virtual body. Through their avatar, the user sees, meets, and interacts with other avatars, and even hears the ambient acoustics, such as birds chirping, when in outdoor settings, virtual outdoor settings, of course. The content of the metaverse is user-generated within the affordances of the platform. Metaverse platforms generally support transactions via cryptocurrency, and they feature a variety of qualities or dimensions that parallel the real world, making them and their occupants digital twins to the physical world. Users can build, create, shop, and trade virtual property and other things like NFTs. Meta reports that as of February 2022, users have created at least 10,000 worlds. More than 20,000 Horizon Worlds users have joined a private Facebook group for creators. Beyond big tech, a wide spectrum of organizations in a variety of arenas across the globe have developed their own forays into the metaverse. Some of these are cultural in nature. Thammasat University in Thailand, for instance, announced in 2022 that it will soon open its 5th campus, the Thammasat Metaverse Campus. And it's not the only university entering the metaverse. The University of Miami, Florida, in the USA, is already offering students learning experiences inside the metaverse, from virtual reality journeys into Sidra in the desert of Jordan, to designing architectural models via augmented reality. But most metaverse endeavors so far are commercial in nature and built on the potential of cryptocurrency. Metaverse startup Upland is already selling augmented reality or AR rights to addresses in actual locations in the physical world. This mixed reality capacity of the metaverse blurs the boundary between the real world and the virtual, and signals the profound potential of virtual worlds. Multi-million-dollar virtual property sales and NFT transactions, potentially via AR, are flourishing on the metaverse. In November 2021, a piece of virtual property sold for $4.3 million in Sandbox, another metaverse platform. Sandbox's metaverse features immersive, interactive, cinema experiences, but they're at site-specific venues. Decentraland, another metaverse platform. Inside of it, JP Morgan has created and owns and operates the Onyx Lounge. Mirandus and Axie Infinity are among other metaverse platforms in development with cryptocurrency components. They're similarly featuring a blend of commercial and cultural potential. Baidu has launched Zhirang, China's first metaverse platform. News media organizations are also staking a claim in the metaverse. The New York Times and a variety of other news organizations, from The Guardian to CNN, have developed AR and VR formatted journalism experiences. Quality, immersive journalism produced for the metaverse may prove essential to ensure that reliable and truthful news information populates the metaverse. And we know from the disinformation campaign about Russia's invasion of Ukraine how important truthful news and information is and will be, whether inside the metaverse or out. Given this spectrum of developments, the metaverse emerging in 2022 is perhaps best understood as a set of immersive and interactive networked virtual worlds. These worlds are publicly accessible on the broadband internet, and users experience them typically in synchronous, although they can be asynchronous, shared fashion. In this McLuhan-esque view, that is what Marshall McLuhan might have envisioned when he described the media as extensions of the human senses. The metaverse is at a fundamental level a set of new media of communication. That is, in other words, the metaverse itself is made of media. This is despite the fact that the metaverse is being designed as a platform for commercial development and transactions. The digital media forms inside the metaverse include AR, VR, and other types of XR. And these media forms also include immersive and interactive games, animated with customizable avatars, and enabled by artificial intelligence or AI. In fact, the metaverse exists as layers of digital media experiences shaped and created by users, algorithms, and organizations, and are defined by the affordances of each platform. Shown here, the arcade is a user-generated space on Horizon Worlds. It offers users a curated entry into the spectrum of games available on Horizon Worlds, and it's built on the platform's Oculus Quest 2 VR interface. The mediated experiences users will engage in the metaverse may vary widely, from immersive news to cinematic virtual reality. Avatars or digital twins will observe and enter as participants in virtual narratives and act as cyber reporters and virtual eyewitnesses to news events. Cryptocurrency will become a dominant economic engine in the metaverse, and users will make purchases using it. Artificial intelligence, AI agents, will act as user guides. AI will play a key role in tracking users within the metaverse, which raises important privacy questions for the users. Social VR platform VRChat already has introduced face tracking for avatars. That camera will scan and watch the avatar's face and its animated reactions continuously. Humans may be unable to tell the difference between what is an AI-based avatar and a human avatar. This may put a new spin on the Turing test of artificial intelligence. The Turing test, you may recall, was formulated as, quote, the imitation game by the late computer scientist Alan Turing, who previously helped defeat the Nazis in World War II, breaking their notorious encryption machine. Turing's game posited that in a human-machine interaction, if the human cannot tell if they are communicating with another human or a machine, the machine possesses artificial intelligence. There will be many alternative metaverse platforms, and they may vary in some important ways. Most will offer a free or low-cost version funded by in-metaverse purchases, as well as AI-driven personalized advertising and marketing. But there will also likely be premium versions with much higher quality, immersive, and interactive content that is largely, if not entirely, free of advertising content. The metaverse may bring societal benefits, including in the realm of culture, identity, politics. Among the most intriguing possibilities is the potential to enable persons to transcend the physical or temporal boundaries of their current situation, however defined, and experience the wider world, or even to go beyond the known world into an imagined virtual realm. In the metaverse, users will partake in virtual travel, cultural experiences such as attending concerts and shows, or participating in virtual games and the like. Or they may even shape and create their own identities and cultural representations and expressions. Immersive news experiences may lead to greater empathy and understanding. That's what research suggests. This might help reduce the social, cultural, and political division that increasingly characterizes many societies, democratic or not. The key may be to create immersive and interactive media experiences that facilitate user presence. Through sensory envelopment, immersive media such as VR can create a state of psychological immersion for the user. This is called presence or telepresence, Kim and Bioka have suggested. It's the mental state of being or feeling as if one is actually inside or present in a virtual environment. Such immersion can be not only via sight and sound, but also haptics or touch. And this is an increasingly important part of VR and the metaverse. An interesting example is in the arena of extreme virtual sports. A case in point is the new VR film from Jonathan Griffith Productions called Annex Honnold, The Soloist VR. In this immersive film, the user free climbs virtually with Honnold, one of the world's greatest free climbers of mountains. And it's available on the Oculus TV through the MetaQuest VR headset. It features haptic controllers capable of interactive haptic feedback. Haptic engagement can increase user presence even beyond the levels possible via oral and visual envelopment. Spatial sound or audio that maintains 3D and 360 acoustical integrity can amplify presence even further in virtual environments, which increasingly parallel experiences in the real physical world. Research indicates presence fundamentally shapes the user experience in virtual environments and influences a host of outcomes of that experience. Sundar, Khan, and Oprian, and Archer and Finger have all found that 360-degree video news stories can produce a greater sense of presence than those same stories told using conventional narrative approaches, particularly text, photos, linear, standard field of view video. Vedin, Wiltink, Huiskamp, Schaap, and Ketlar have, in addition, found that users evaluate 360-degree video news as more enjoyable, understandable, and credible than 2D narrow field of view news. And research by Miller and Balanson at Stanford and others indicates immersive VR experiences, if properly designed, can even produce mental health benefits, including as a therapeutic tool to treat post-traumatic stress syndrome, all of that when presence is high in a VR experience. Together, The affordances of the emerging metaverse may enable users to create powerful and compelling cultural and identity experiences and exchanges via presence. The metaverse offers the potential to generate empathy and understanding and bridge political divides. But none of these positive outcomes or benefits is assured. The benefits, such as those possible in immersive journalism, cinematic virtual reality, and in VR therapy experiences, depend on a significant commitment of resources and an investment in developing quality immersive and interactive media content. They also depend on the availability of the metaverse and its content experiences be free of censorship and bridge the digital divide. Inequalities fueled by platform capitalism will likely grow exponentially in the metaverse. The metaverse is apt to be more like a shopping mall than a public square. The metaverse may be publicly accessible, but it will almost certainly be privately owned. There may not be room for a public square in the metaverse, and the potential for freedom of expression may be severely curtailed by both corporate power and governmental, legal, and regulatory restrictions. The metaverse will require expensive technology to gain admission, even if the entry fee is waived or subsidized by advertising. Consequently, the digital divide will likely grow. Moreover, because of surveillance capitalism, privacy may erode in the metaverse as companies and even universities seek to monetize their activities. A host of other social problems may also occur in the metaverse, including mis- and disinformation, sexual assault, which has already happened in some of the early metaverse platforms, and VR sickness and even injury, which actually has grown during the pandemic as people entered VR environments. More people were injured. Moreover, if the digital divide widens as a result of a commercial, corporate-built private metaverse, then any potential benefit may fail to materialize, or it will be distributed unequally, unless those who build and sustain the metaverse make a commitment to nurture diverse and inclusive voices and identities and give access to marginalized groups. The metaverse may evolve or devolve into a realm where racism, sexism, xenophobia, and anti-LGBTQIA+ flourish, and do so not only in the digital shadows. Adverse mental health consequences of participation in the metaverse are also likely. We can draw lessons from the arena of social media platforms, many of which are likely to have a presence inside the metaverse or at least a link to it. Among the most popular of social media platforms, especially among the young, is TikTok. Owned by Beijing-based ByteDance, TikTok has an estimated 1 billion monthly users and is especially popular with teens and children. TikTok has typically featured short, entertaining videos, but during the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the platform has increasingly featured violent videos of the war and also misinformation about the war. TikTok's algorithm tends to feed users with videos it anticipates they will enjoy or watch. Importantly, the TikTok algorithm is designed to heighten user engagement and can lead users, especially teens and children who may be most malleable, down rabbit holes of video content that is characterized by a variety of problematic features. These might include unhealthy body imagery, mis- and disinformation, and otherwise dangerous content. As a result, the TikTok algorithm can promote eating disorders and even self-harm and suicide among young viewers. TikTok's algorithm is also alleged to violate children's privacy and even facilitate human trafficking. all of these problems could be amplified in the metaverse, where social engagement may be particularly intense and unfiltered. These are also areas that merit serious scholarly investigation. Building an inclusive and culturally rich metaverse that is equally accessible and beneficial to all is possible, but it will take a sustained effort from a broad spectrum of contributors, participants, observers, and corporate players. Scholars will be among those who play a key role in developing a pro-social metaverse. Scholars who independently and critically study the metaverse in all its forms and dimensions will be essential to the beneficial development of the metaverse. Sharing the findings of this research in not only academic arenas, but also for the public at large will be essential. And it also will be vital to advance engaged scholarship that can inform policymakers and those who create the metaverse and shape it. Policymakers can draw upon such scholarship to create a regulatory framework to help ensure a metaverse that is more than simply an engine of economic development and exploitation, or a space where mis and disinformation further drives the political divisions that have often characterized the physical world of the 21st century. Together, scholars, media practitioners, users, and policymakers can help nurture the development of a metaverse that is inclusive, culturally rich, and available to all. And let me add just a brief epilogue, because I can't, these days help but be thinking about the tragic situation around the world where we have more refugees in more parts of the world than have happened in nearly the past century. The metaverse has the potential to be a space where freedom of expression and inclusion are possible, but the likelihood will be greatly challenged by external control through corporation and government. This is going to be an extremely delicate time as we move forward. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I welcome your comments and questions, and please don't hesitate to reach me at my email, jpavlik@cominfo.rutgers.edu. Thanks again.